Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl. So my last video actually I deleted it while it was uploading by accident, so I'm just going to redo it and keep it a lot shorter. So basically, a little birdie told me that you are still watching tarot readings and this is not helping you. Let me explain why. Watching tarot readings is still keeping you in thought. We want to get you out of thought and into a place of presence and knowing. Every single time that I've done readings, so for me, I have been doing readings since I was in college, since I was 19, and it was great. I've done thousands and thousands of readings. I've had my own radio show. Some of you guys actually might know me from there, so if you do, thank you, because it has been years and years and years of your guys' support and it's been very helpful. So as a reader, I have seen other people be in a very desperate way, and I myself and other of my friends have been in a very desperate way. So we were all psychics, and so not only were we giving readings, but we were also getting them because we were boy crazy and very obsessed over an SP. Back then, I think only one of all my friends knew what an SP was, because this was in the olden days, but she was still watching Manifest with Kimberly, and she would use her principles to manifest her SP. All of us had an SP, but the rest of us didn't really do conscious manifesting, so we didn't know, but we were still obsessed, including my friend that was manifesting. And we would all go to these readings for any kind of sign that this person was into us, that they were coming back, that they were going to choose us, that they were going to give us the future that we wanted from them. And unfortunately, this would keep them constantly running. So all of us all wanted a certain end result, and so we're living in the future. We're also thinking about past events and wondering, oh, how could have this happened? If this happened, that means that can't happen. If that happens, that means this won't be possible. And then on top of that, we're also trying to apply it to every single reading that we got. So the way psychics work is we're all connected, we're all one. We have 6 to 7 senses. The sixth sense is definitely like telepathy, right? Like you get information. And I think from a higher level, when we get like a true deep knowing, it feels a lot different than intuition. So it's a lot different than telepathy. Telepathy is when you hear a voice in your head. People say they're channeling spirit or whatever. Then there is something called intuition, and you might think you have intuition, or you might be mistaking it for just telepathy, like just messages coming to you. So intuition is supposed to feel like a knowing that comes from some part of your body. So for me, I feel it like on the outside of my body, like around my waist and gut area, or around like right here, like around my shoulders. And it just feels like that knowing is coming from there. And I can't explain it. It's hard to put into words because it's coming from a place where words don't exist. So the God, the all true source, exists in a place where there is no duality. In our bodies, we experience duality. In order to be a human and live a life on this planet, in this reality, in this dimension, we have to have duality. So that's stuff like brown, gray, boy, girl, skin, hair. It's just identity, it's form, it's thought, it's being able to differentiate one thing from the next, right? Otherwise, we would all just be living in the void. Because messages come from the void, they come in a way where it's like we're taking one language and we are transcribing it to a language that us as humans can understand. So it's challenging, but I put some types of words to it, like, oh, like I know this is gonna happen. It's usually about another place, another person, a big life event that's gonna happen. I've also noticed that when I start consciously making a change in my life and I start going in a different direction, this is where free will comes into play. That intuition about that event might die away because now there's something different, greater, better out there for me that I'm manifesting into my life. So that's another thing I want to tell you. Readings are not absolute. They're always changing. Just because someone says, yeah, that person doesn't want you, does not mean that they won't want you in the future. That's completely up to you. Just because they say, yeah, this person wants you right now, does not mean that they're going to want you in the future. That's also, again, completely up to you. Another thing that I really want to emphasize with readings is that while I'm getting these readings, they're telling me what I want to hear. Like, yes, this person is thinking about you nonstop. They are dreaming about you. They are always wanting to talk to you, text you, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I actually do end up asking the person, like, hey, did you feel those things at this time? And they're like, no, I actually did not give a about you at all. I was just doing my work. I was, for whatever reason, they were just completely uninterested and uninvolved in our connection. But the moment I detached, like I make that cognitive switch, I make that shift inside, that's when they start telling me, oh my God, I can't stop dreaming about you. I want you so bad. I need you. I want to have you. I want all these things. You're my future, blah, blah, blah. That's when they start hitting me up. So the difference is that before, when you're in a state of getting readings, you're constantly going to the reading and trying to give it authority to tell you what's going to happen. Whereas it all depends on you. And another thing is that you would not be watching readings in the first place if you were completely detached and confident about the situation with your SP. I don't care if you're telling me that, oh, but readings help me affirm because they're telling me what I want to hear. Why are you going to external things to help you? You should be able to affirm on your own, come to that change internally on your own. And you can argue with me, well, what about like subliminals? What are affirmations? And it's something external to me. And I'm like, okay, yes, your mind is a tool though. You are, before when you're watching readings, you are listening to your mind tell you that you want the readings, and the readings open you up to a whole, like, think about like a potpourri bag, right? It's just a potpourri bag of endless possibilities between you and the person that you're asking about. Some stuff you want to hear, some stuff you don't want to hear, some stuff is true, some stuff is not true, some stuff, like I mentioned before, you think is true, but is not actually true until you have completely detached. But the reader is going to tell you this is happening right now. Readers can pick up on a timeline. Okay, like as a reader, I've crazy things have come to me, right? Like, I know people's, when I used to read, all I would ask for is the first name of people involved and the question, and that's it. I don't want any context, nothing. Somehow I will know the first names of people that are in their life and they never told me about. I will be able to see their bedroom. I'll be able to see the situation. I'll be able to see what they're wearing. I'll be able to see if they did witchcraft on this person they weren't telling me. Just, I receive so much, and all of that comes from somewhere, and that is from the reason that we are all connected, we are all one. So it's like truth can't hide, but also because of the nature of our reality, millions of possibilities are out there of what is happening, what has happened, what could have happened. I've gotten a reading before where somebody told me that something super traumatic happened when I was a child, and they actually saw the exact room I was in, which was a real room that I was in at that time, what that person looked like, which was what a lot of people at that time looked like, and a very specific like country, a continent I was in, country, and I was actually there during that time, but that event never ever happened. It never happened. So in a way, she was picking up on some alternate dimension reality of me. Does that make sense? So how do you even know that what readers are picking up on are actually accurate or not? The same goes for past lives. People always think that the past life is something that happens like behind you in time. So the year right now is 2025. When you get a past life regression, you think that you are going back in time. So 2024, 2023, like BC 80, Greece, ancient Rome, like all that stuff, right? Why can't a past life be something that's in the future? So year 2026. A life that you lived in year 3035. Like, think about this critically. All things have already happened. All things are already in existence. We just think that time moves linearly when it does not at all. Everything is happening everywhere all at once. Like, I love that movie title. I couldn't finish the movie. I just felt like, what are you telling me that I don't already know? I just don't think I got to the part where, like, the plot of the family, like, really pulls you in. But anyways, I love that movie title, Everything Everywhere All at Once, because that is how reality works. When you're listening to a reader, she's picking up, he or she, usually a woman, is picking up on literally any one of the possible possibilities that could be happening between you and your person, whether they're a good one or a bad one. And I've had it where, like, when I was boy crazy, I'd be asking like hundreds of readers for information about one guy, right? Or I would get hundreds of readings. How on earth was every single reading supposed to tell me exactly, accurately what was going to happen? And I eventually end up meeting with this person, and after like years of it telling me, yeah, this person can't think about you, they love you, they're obsessed with you, they think of no one else but you, he just calmly and casually tells me that, yeah, like, I was busy with other stuff, I wasn't thinking about you at all. In fact, like, I was with somebody else, happy, like, I was involved with other people. Like, that was, you probably think it was like a big smack in the face. I was spiritually stunned. Like, I just sat there in complete peace and knowing that, like, all that shit I went through with readings was for absolutely nothing. I can rest in the knowing that once I fully detached, because the only way that I met that person was after I detached a lot. And he's able to tell me things from his perspective, which is that basically the moment I detached, he just could not stop thinking about me nonstop. He wanted to be with me all of a sudden. He wanted to tell me so badly that he loved me. He would not stop until I picked up the phone to talk to him. He was so, and this only happened after I detached, you know? So you just gotta trust the process. The reason why your brain is going to tarot readings is because your brain thinks that everything happens in a linear way, and that tarot readings are kind of like your little spy agent, like, you know, sending a spy to Moscow, Russia to tell you what's going on in Russia. But reality doesn't work that way. Like, no, in fact, it's just going to keep you in the stuck energy, in the delusion, the bad type of delusion, the energy of being extremely desperate. And whatever positive timeline is happening with you and your person, you are pushing and pushing and pushing that event further and further and further away into the linear future, because you're not sitting in the knowing that, like, this is who I am, this is how I am in regards to my SP. Please watch my last video on how to take your SP off the pedestal, because you're putting them on a type of pedestal if you're constantly wondering what they're up to, if your manifestations are working, what you're doing wrong with affirming, if everything you're doing is correct, watching reader after reader, coach after coach, tarot reading after tarot reading. Like, it's insane. What you're doing is insanity. You're doing the same thing over and over again and getting the same results. You gotta do something different. And the amazing part is that it all comes down to you. It is as simple as changing your thoughts and never letting your mind slip back to the way it used to be. That is the hardest part. I will not lie to you, my brain still entertains negative thinking as if it's like some comedy show. It's gotta stop. So for you, I really, really strongly encourage you to just, whenever your brain is telling you, I want to watch a tarot reading, I want to watch that reader, I want to know what's going on with my SP, just sit and observe. Just watch the feeling. Know you're not your thoughts. I've listed a lot of like commonly referenced videos of mine in my about part of this video, so please watch that video, how to know you're not your thoughts, and just practice mindfulness and presence. You're not a bad person for having these patterns. You're not a bad person for wanting to watch tarot readings. You're not a bad person for wanting an SP or wanting them back. They wouldn't be your SP if you were not meant to have that reality. You know what I mean? But the only thing is that you are standing in your own way. It's not about what your SP is doing. It's not about what the readings say. It's all about what state do you want to embody. I don't care what readings have told you in the past. It's time for you to detach and just be you and do you, and your SP will line up like it's nobody's business. I promise you. 100% promise you. So that's my video to you. I hope that this helps. I'll see you guys in the next video. Love you so much. Goodbye.